Hello and welcome. So something I wanted to talk about for quite some time is games have always been a huge part for me in my life, and I built this channel currently with a focus on manga and anime and doing mostly reviews, occasional videos of some other things, and I'm planning to do more videos related to living in Japan. But also, I feel like recently I missed out on playing video games, and sometimes I just want to sit back and relax and have fun playing games. And me being a huge fan of FromSoftwares games, the Dark Souls series, but also all of their other games, having played Demon Souls back then on PS3, just when it released, having played Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, 3, and Bloodborne. But also I played lots of older games from the Armored Core series. Amazingly done, I think one of the greatest mecha robot games ever made. The amount of love for detail is really amazing, how you can customize and build your robot. And even through the genre of Dark Souls being completely different, I think it's this love for detail and this fine-tuned gameplay that I feel is found not often. And a new game coming out soon, the newest game being Elden Ring. I already pre-ordered that game a few months ago. I didn't have time or what just happened to not talk about that in one of my videos, but I think once the game releases, I will probably do quite a few videos dedicated to that game. So you will see me releasing more content for Elden Ring. And only being a few days away from the release, I checked YouTube and there is a new trailer out. I try to be careful, try to mind not consuming any spoilers. Um, I'm honest, I don't want to badmouth other YouTubers. There are a few YouTube channels that I personally watch, but stopped watching because they just um, released so much spoiler content, so much content of the game of Elden Ring. And I think it's also highly questionable why companies prioritize and pamper some select few just for the sake of promoting their game. I feel this is not a way of advertisement that I endorse. I feel it's kind of unjust. I mean, there are YouTubers with big following, and companies seem to have taken notice of that. So they see that possibly as a cheap way of advertising their games without having to produce trailers and material themselves. They just offer kind of like a preemptive access to a beta version of the game for a select few YouTubers. Due to that, I just stayed away from looking up Elden Ring on YouTube. I was planning to just wait for the counter on my PlayStation to go to 0, so I can download the game and then immerse myself fully, just delve in 100%, and don't think about what other people are, what kind of content other people are making online, and about the videos and stuff, because I just want to I just want to enjoy the game. I want to enjoy the online part of it, and I want to be, yeah, I want to be surprised to some degree. Usually once these games get released, I do some minimal research. What kind of armors are there in the game? What weapons are in the game available? Because usually it has something to do with building a character that gears towards certain, being able to wield and effectively use certain weapons and armor. So that aside, I chose to look up on YouTube if there are any new official trailers. And actually there was a new trailer released just 2 days ago, and I want to watch the trailer together with you. I haven't watched it yet, so it's gonna be my first time watching the trailer. I hope it's not too heavy on the spoiler side, and I just wanna go over the trailer, maybe pause at times, and just go over the things that I feel need to be addressed. So let's go.
Peggy 16.
Elden Ring is an action RPG set in a dark fantasy world.
Okay, so this trailer seems to kind of explain things in a way that it's made for dummies, like people who don't even know like what previous games from software were like. But still, let's continue.
Enter the lands between.
By the way, I really like that it seems like they included dragons and a much bigger variety in terms of body, physiology into the game, into the open world. And I think this is due to the game being open world and not being in tighter corridors, that it allows bigger and more diverse enemies to be present. This is something I'm really looking forward to most.
Place of boundless scale and untold mystery, where your journey to reveal the fabled Elden Ring unfolds. Thou shouldst take the crown. The lands between is ruled by great heroes, those who have inherited the blood of Queen Marika the Eternal.
Someone must extinguish thy flame.
You play as a descendant of the Tarnished. A group of heroes.
Something that just comes to mind and that I want to get off my chest at this point is people who say this is just open world Dark Souls. If it were just open world Dark Souls, that would already be enough for me to get the game. So just being open world Dark Souls, that would be the worst, best case, still a good reason for me to buy the game. But I believe it's way more than open world Dark Souls. Yes, they reused a lot of assets, but it looks way more polished, It looks phenomenal, and I think there are enough new gameplay mechanics in the game that change the whole dynamic of how you fight and approach enemies.
Once banished from the lands between. When the Elden Ring was shattered, the very source of the Erd Tree's blessing was disrupted, and eventually the exiled Tarnished found themselves being led once more by long-lost grace. I offer you an accord. As a Tarnished, you'll set off on a journey to the lands between, rich with mystery and fraught with danger, to face the former heroes of this world. The lands between comprises massive dense play spaces, teeming with threats and brimming with the unknown. You'll face many fearsome enemies, meet a wide variety of characters, and discover hidden dungeons. Those who brave these catacombs, mines and caves, will find themselves adequately rewarded. Travel far enough, and you'll eventually reach a legacy dungeon. A complex and intricately built dungeon map that connects seamlessly with the surrounding landscape. These sprawling environments offer their own style of tension and exploration, creating a different feel from that of your journey through the overworld. The lands between are vast and offer a high level of freedom for explorers. Use the map to assist with navigation. Place beacons and mark.
And this is what I was talking about. I think the travel and exploration alone will be a gameplay element that I'm really looking towards, and I'm really looking forward to. It's aside from fighting enemies, exploring these vast lands, this vast world, it's gonna be amazing.
For places that catch your eye, or fast travel to previously discovered checkpoints.
Regarding that horse, that mount, I think gameplay wise I love the idea. Design wise it looks okay. I still don't know if there's some kind of customizability that can be applied to the mount, or if there are different mounts. I probably won't. I'm probably not the type who will focus his gameplay around using the mount that much. Maybe it's just my personal style, but I see myself disliking it a bit. I don't know, I haven't played yet.
For faster traversal, summon Torrent, your trusty spectral steed, at any time, anywhere outside of dungeon areas. Torrent offers excellent mobility, making it possible to venture further and higher into the lands between. Throughout your journey, you'll meet with many characters, each with their own motives and goals.
I am the Lord of all that is good.
Help them pursue these goals, to reveal their backstories and learn of your shared place in this world. Player freedom extends far beyond exploring the lands between. Your character can be fully customized, from appearance to armor and ability. Become a warrior, specializing in close quarters combat. A caster that excels at sorcery or incantations. Or of course, you could attempt to master a little of everything. An extensive lineup of equipment, weapons are waiting to be discovered, allowing you to develop your character in whatever way you wish. keen adventurer may find items.
Something that I think also changes the whole dynamic, and that was also already alluded to in previous trailers, is this whole sneaking component. Being able to approach enemies way more strategically. And it seems like magic and weapon arts and the barrier, or like having magic attacks flow into a close quarter combat, that transition seems way more polished than in previous games, and it's going to be interesting how versatile, how usable hybrid builds will be, builds that apply both, that focus both on close quarter weapons, in previous games strength or dexterity builds, and magic builds that focus in the past on either intelligence or face, and how useful hybrid builds will be.
Using materials picked up along the way. Many different items can be crafted on the fly, from arrows and firearms, cured meats, and other consumables, which offer a range of benefits. The player may call upon spirits to fight alongside them. Spirits vary in type and behavior, so summoning them according to the situation is key. In particularly dangerous situations, you may choose not to engage the enemy, using stealth to outflank or escape. You can also join with players from other worlds, to journey, explore, and challenge tenacious foes together. The expansive world of the lands between is abound with danger, intrigue, and mythological drama. Begin your adventure and reveal its secrets for yourself.
Yeah, I really love the weapon arts. I think this is a great addition. I feel close quarter combat and weapons, it lacked a little bit of fanciness and flashiness compared to magic and miracles in previous games. Aside from the efficacy, the efficiency.
Time. Rise and become the Elden Lord.
Yeah, that was nice. It didn't reveal too much. I was a bit worried that the trailer, so short away from the release, might reveal a bit too much, spoil me a bit. And I think one element of the gameplay that many people might appreciate is the ability to jump, which changes the gameplay a lot, along with your mount, which seems to make the combat and the gameplay way more vertical. And in previous games of FromSoftware, like Dark Souls games, verticality was primarily through taking a lift or walking along slope or stairs. But this game really seems to give us the option to jump around and jump onto enemies way more. Yeah, so that's it regarding the trailer. As I said, I'll probably release some content dedicated to the game once it's out. I'm thinking even about streaming my gameplay. So stay with me, stay tuned. I hope you also enjoy my other content. If you like to see more from me, from my reviews, gameplay, and videos about Japan, think about subscribing, like this video, and leave me a comment. Thank you very much.